Hey, so many creatives and solopreneurs are using AI to create art and write content. But what if I told you that it could literally be your own personal tech assistant? It could even write custom code for you. I'm going to show you how I use ChatGPT to do just that, to create a custom pop up box on my blog. And the good thing is, no tech background is required. Let's dive in, shall we? Okay, so I'm inside of a conversation a past conversation I had with ChatGPT, and I had come up with the idea that I wanted to create a pop up box that I could use to share latest news or share special promo offers for my website visitors. And while there are custom plugins that I could use to do that, the one that I was interested in was actually outside of my price range at this point. So I was looking for an alternative option. So, just in my brainstorming with ChatGPT the other day, I simply asked it like I was talking to a friend, I was talking to my business bestie, and I said, "Hey, what if I wanted to add a little pop up on my website that shared the latest news, special product deal offer, or something like that?" And then he comes back and he was like, "Oh, does what Chatty do? He tells you that's a great idea, and then he gives me some different options that I could utilize to do that." And so, based off what he said, I told him, okay, number two is actually more in line with what I was thinking. And then he goes and gives me actual HTML and CMS code that I could use to create what I had in mind. And you'll see here, he gives me this code. One thing to note is when you see code, if you click on this edit, it goes to edit in Canvas, and then click over here and you can actually preview what it looks like. And you'll see this is the first thing it did. It says just dropped. Check out the newest spring printable, perfect for your next gathering. View now. So that was along the lines of something that I wanted. When you click stop, then that takes you back to the code section itself. Um, and so I was like, okay, I like that. And we went on and I worked with it to customize it more to the particular audience and give an idea of what it was that I wanted to do. So, what I wanted to do in this instance was to offer a discount on my Easter theme items for anyone who happened to be visiting my site. They would see a little pop up that comes up. And so he goes along and he gives me the code and everything. So you may be saying, okay, I see you got the code. He wrote the code. I see what it looks like. Well, I'm not sure how to actually what to do with the code is the next thing once you get the code. Then you can simply ask Chatty, okay, where would I put this at? And that's basically what I asked him. I said, okay, great. Now, where would I put the code on my website? Now, I am, have basic understanding of HTML and CSS, but I just simply asked him, okay, where do I need to put the code? And he goes in and starts telling me if I'm using WordPress, which I am. He tells me that I could use a plugin as an option. I can paste it directly inside of my theme. One word of caution, if you're not familiar with code, I do not suggest you directly entering information into your theme if you don't know what you're doing, okay? Because that can cause some errors, which typically you can recover it from there. And then it tells me if I want more control, that I can actually put it in a specific blog post on a certain landing page, and I can even have it to do during a special time period. Okay, so what I did starting out to test this to see that it worked, I simply logged into my website, my blog, and I went just to a draft post and I copied the code that he had given me here, and I pasted it into my blog post by going down to, I use Cadence on my website. So I went here and I clicked on the plus and I put custom HTML. And when I do that, then I can take the code that Chatty gives me and I can click copy, and then I can just paste it right in here. And then this, you can hit preview. Now this is for a pop-up. So you're not going to see the preview inside of the draft post itself. But as you can see, I'm going to delete this. Whoop. This thing is in my way. I have other code here because I've asked it to help me get code to create code in the past. Like this one here is where I was doing a promo. I wanted to be able to drop in, create a stylized box highlighting and recraft AI, which you can get 200 free credits when you sign up for free. So it had helped me create this stylized box for my website. Um, and this one was one that I was working on trying to do a stylized box for a sign up. So this is just where I go to play around with it. And then this one was one that I was working on for a promo about Creative Fabrica. But anyway, once I drop my code in here, then I can click on, I saved my draft. Then I can click on to preview it. And okay, once I preview it, it's going to open in a different window. And then I can see what it looks like. So this is what that little my finished code that it did pop up looks like here. Okay. So after someone comes to my website, they scroll for a few seconds, then they're going to get this little pop-up box that says, "Hey, I got an exclusive Easter discount for you." And I have the link, and the link should take them directly over to my Etsy shop, and it gives them the code to use so that they can get actually 30% off any Easter theme item in my shop right now. Okay. And to, if the person sees it and they read it, not interested, all they have to do is click the X and it's gone. Then you'll see here is one that I had worked on. This is the one about Creative Fabrica. And this, you know, gives at least a customer or client or visitor to something else. So I'm saying, hey, have you checked out one of my go-to spots for fonts, graphics, and commercial use products? And then when they click on the link, it takes them over to visit that website. Again, they can scroll out of that. Here you can actually see, like I said, what it looked like where there was opt-in that I created. This, I didn't like that. I'm not finished with that. And then I also had Chatty to create a stylized little tip box for me that I could reuse in different posts on my website. Um, and you'll notice on here, this is when it had, this is a feature of Cadence that you can actually save these blocks to be reusable, so that the next time I'm creating a different blog post, I don't have to actually uh, refine that code. I can simply go to my plus sign and I can click on patterns, and I can go to my patterns, and then I have a list of all of the different blocks that I've saved, and I can just have those drag those into my blog post whenever I need it. When you have these little purple icons there, that just means those are synced. And it means that any change I make to the original one of these is going to make across all of the ones where I've entered onto my website. Okay, so basically, that's what I just wanted to show you, that AI is not just about creating pretty images or helping you write your blog posts or social media posts or Pinterest descriptions, that you can actually use it to help you do tech things like coding um opt-in boxes, like doing pop-up on your website. These are things that it can assist you with. It's like having your own little personal assistant, and you don't have to be some tech guru. You can talk to it just like you were a friend, saying, "Hey, I wanted to add this to my website. How would I go about it?" And then it will give you ideas on how you can enhance it. Like, it gave the idea of saying that I could set this code up, the little pop-up, so that it was only doing a certain time frame that it showed up. Well, I had never thought about that, but I kept working with it, and it kept giving me more advanced code, to where now I have that code, that little box about the Easter promo, that is only going to show between a certain date range, and then after that date range, it's gonna go away. So that is just a quick tutorial, a quick idea I wanted to give you on ways to that Chat GPT and other AI tools can help you in your creative projects and businesses. If you would like I say, there's no really a special prompt, but if you want would like, and I like me to share with you um, the code or the template that I use to get Chat GPT. Sorry, I'm tongue tied today. To get you to write code for your website, just leave a comment below. And until next time, happy creating. Bye bye.